With just 4 weeks left to make this old cottage kind of habitable.
We're definitely making progress.
But it's just not always on the things that we want.
And the jobs don't always go to plan.
The plan of action is a bit heartbreaking. Yay tools! Alas, the messy work seems to haunt me.
Hey buddy. Hello. You're my good boy. Yeah. Hey, there's fluff. Oh, you're so fluffy. You can sink your fingers into it. Look at it. There she is. There she is. Oh. Hello. So, what's going on?
Well, we have light in the bathroom.
What? It's not a dark dungeon anymore.
No. Oh, this is cool. So this is something that we did in our previous reno to great effect. I duplicated it here. So this is the main lighting for the room. You know, when you're using it properly, having a bath, sitting on the throne, washing your hands.
I think we can all fill in the blanks of what you do in the bathroom.
So that's the main lighting. And then for at night, when you don't want to blind yourself, but you need to go to the loo, well, this is the low intensity warm light, and
or if you're having a bath.
Yeah, nice romantic bath. A little bit of alone time. Those are two mutually exclusive options.
A romantic bath alone.
or a romantic bath alone. Really warm light. Nice to not burn your retinas at night. Not to mess with your circadian rhythm.
Circadian.
Not to mess with your circadian rhythm. This is what we've gone for.
What's that black hole?
That is where the vanity mirror is going to go. Yeah, it's a mirror cabinet, yeah. So it's got some storage space in it, so partially recessed. Sink, cabinet, mirror is going there. So I screeded this myself. I didn't get my pro team in for this. And there was a bunch of finagling and faffery necessary to get the fall for this drain, for this wet room area.
Not fettling?
No, because fettling comes after.
Oh, okay.
And this was in progress of the job.
So
Faffery,
finagling, they always precede
fettling.
Fettling.
Correct.
Got
Yes.
it.
Well
Need to get my F words in the correct order.
Lots of F words on site. So there's going to be a glazing panel there, as we've discussed in previous design vlogs. So the bath, which is behind me, the floor to that falls slightly towards the shower, and then when we reach the kind of side of the bath, all four corners of the shower kind of like quadrant slope into the drain, like a proper wet room floor should.
Nice.
So yeah, there was a bunch of faffery necessary there. I'm really pleased with the approach. One of the guys that came to help me out with the screening, he'd done this approach before, so it was new to me, and I really liked it. Nice and simple. Thank you, Malcolm, for that suggestion, because it was an absolute lifesaver. The bath area, so we've got the bath on order. It's due to turn up any minute now. I'll be able to plonk the bath in situ, nice and
Ding.
fast. The waste is ready to rock and roll. Now the big problem I've got is for the floor mounted taps.
So, back in the cabin today, hiding from the wind. So this week we've had our second storm since summer. It's kind of frustrating though, because not only are we up against the grant deadline, but the weather, of course, is really dictating how much of the outside jobs I can get done, whether that's on the homestead, or I really would like to finish off the painting outside of the cottage. So you saw me and my mum last week doing the windowsills. I think they're done. I say I think because the paint was going on in a really patchy looking way. And so we did a third coat on a couple of the windows as a test, but we have not had one day since then where it has been dry enough that we could judge the windowsills. So who knows whether those are done or not. So that's what's been going on. Not a lot outside for me. And in the cottage, there's not really much I can help with this week. Kayvan has given me a job. You'll see that in a minute. But something that I'm also juggling in the mix here is researching and ordering whatever we're going to need next for the cottage. And that's one of those challenges with designing a space that you haven't lived in yet, isn't looking like even really a proper home yet, trying to visualize and agree on what we would like. So Kayvan said to me, you need to think about the lighting for the cottage. So that's what I've just been doing this morning. And I'm going to take you on the cottage in a minute because I could use the hive mind's advice on the other task he's set me. Lighting project, the other project I'm going to get your opinion on. But I also have a fun project I'm going to tell you about, which came about because of all of this crazy weather. We've spent a lot of time cooped up in the caravan or in the cabin. But I actually love the shorter days and the longer nights because it gives me a chance to pick up projects and crafts and learning new skills that I just don't have time for in the kind of summer and spring months. And so I've actually started something ready I was going to tell you about. Because we had all that crazy wind, it's windy here regularly anyway, I needed something that can keep my hair from stopping wrapping around my eyeballs basically when I'm out and about. And so I was like, I'm just gonna make something myself. All of the options I found online were all synthetic. That will make my hair static, which might just be even more annoying than having my hair whipping in my eyes. So I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna buy some merino wool. I'm gonna hop onto Craftsy, which are the sponsor of today's video, by the way, and I'm gonna crochet myself a headband. Craftsy, in case you don't know, is your online resource for all things creative. Members can join thousands of classes in baking, cooking, sewing, knitting, crochet, painting, drawing, and just so much more. The lessons are step-by-step, taught by friendly experts, and perfect for learning new useful skills or for just taking on fun projects. So not only has this crochet tutorial helped me get started super fast with my little headband project, but also after that glut of beetroots we've been harvesting, I turned to Craftsy's cooking classes to learn about canning. And I even found a really cool baking trick where you can use beetroot as a natural food dye to make pink icing. How cool is that? So my daughter and I are planning to develop our nature drawing skills over the autumn and winter. And of course, Craftsy has so many great drawing classes that we're excited to get into. We even found one, funny coincidence, that is using a beetroot as their nature study, and so that made us chuckle. We'll probably have to try that one, won't we? And so Craftsy is such a great way for us to keep learning it together or solo, especially as the nights draw in. If you fancy joining a community of like-minded creative makers, whether for you that's something like learning how to preserve the harvest, how to cook or bake something new, or picking up a skill such as knitting or crochet, click the link below the video and give Craftsy a go. The first 1,000 of our subscribers to click the link in the description below will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for, get this, $1.49. Such a good deal, right? I know you're going to find so many things to inspire you over there, whether you're a complete beginner or you're looking to take a skill to the next level. There's going to be so many things there for you. Thank you so much, Craftsy, for sponsoring today's video. So expect to see me sporting a very snazzy merino wool crocheted headband in a video very soon.
So back in the ensuite, next job, now that the toilet is working, getting this floor-mounted tap situation resolved, ready for the bath. I made a bit of a boo-boo. The problem I've got is the floor-mounted tap is meant to go exactly where the hot and cold feed for the tap is currently situated. I should have really resolved this before laying the floor screed, but I got a little bit excited and laid the floor screed without sorting this out first. So the problem is this base needs to be recessed up to that first lip there. It needs to go in the ground a couple of inches. The hot and cold feed actually hooked up to it while it embedded in the ground. I've got no provision for that here, so this is the final floor height. It's finished, it's flush. You know, there's no way to kind of bury this now. So I had thought about half bodging it and maybe just surface mounting it with boxing it in after, but I'll look at that every single time I saw it and I'd be frustrated at it. So unfortunately the plan of action is a bit heartbreaking. I'm going to have to, there's no underfloor heating pipes behind here. I've left a good gap of 6 inches kind of all the way around this pipework. Plan of action is to remedy this. I'm just going to This is the heartbreaker. I'm having to slice and dice my beautifully laid, freshly laid screed just to create a kind of a cavity, a recess here. So I'm going to jackhammer this out, create a void a couple of inches deep, and kind of get this in situ there behind the pipework embedded in the floor, and then try and fettle this pipework into situ and actually hook it up. So that's the plan. I've done the messy bit, I've done the slicing and dicing. I was hoping that, given we've fitted the toilet, we've painted the ceiling, got the lights installed, that I was hoping that all the messy work was over with, but alas, the messy work seems to haunt me every job I go. Here comes the big guns. So I have completed the excavation, destroying my precious work of laying the screed in the first place. It is what it is. So here's the mounting base. Yeah, so that is down 2 inches. So that's kind of where it needs to be. Now I've got a problem of I don't have much room to play. So I've got a hot inlet this side, a cold inlet this side, and some PEX pipes which aren't very flexible, so I'm definitely not going to be able to bend these around and manipulate them directly into the ports. So I'm going to need to, I think I'm going to do a very short, as short as possible 90. I think I'm going to have to excavate some more. I'm going to do as short as possible 90 in copper bent, and then come down in line with the pipe, and then have another bent 90 back into the pipe here, and then I can use a compression elbow for the copper onto the PEX. Let's knock up a couple of 90s and see what it looks like. Okay, so a couple of 90s knocked up, and unfortunately even the shortest possible join there between the two bent 90s means it actually overshoots the pipe a little bit, so that's no bueno. I can't push that any further towards the wall without it causing clearance issues, and yeah, this pipe is stuck where it is, so I'm not going to be able to use a bent 90 for that final run, so I'm going to need to do a sharp 90 elbow here, into a sharp 90 compression elbow there. That's what it is. So on both sides, that's what we'll end up with. It's the best I can do.
So let's head over to the cottage. I'm just distracted looking over here because Sia keeps getting out of their paddock. She's in for now at least. Look, it actually has dried out. I think they're looking pretty good. What do you think? Okay, we are by the front door of the cottage right now. We did not choose this. We did not choose this door. It won't be staying long term. I don't like it. For the foreseeable future, this will be the main, if not only, way in and out. And this is where we have a bit of a problem for now. Let's go inside. Okay, so this, let me take my hat off. This is the problem. There's no entrance way. It's just straight into the lounge here. So eventually we would like to build an extension on the cottage, which will have our dream, hopefully, kitchen and a utility with like a mud room, boot room entrance situation, which is necessary on a homestead, and especially in Ireland where you're coming in wet and muddy, maybe at least 50% of the time and multiple times a day. So that's going to be taken care of whenever all of that happens. But for now, this is going to be the only way in and out. And we're going to be coming, like I said, straight into the lounge. Now, we're also going to be living in here, at least short term, before the permanent final level of the floor goes down. So we will be tiling, I think, throughout. That's the plan. But we'll probably move in before we've done that, just because we're desperate to get in here. And the concrete will be just fine, put down some rugs, whatever. But we don't want to be wrecking this surface because it's not so easy to clean, because it's just concrete and a bit rough. And we don't want to have a huge cleanup job on our hands then when we do come to tile. Anyway, we're going to be coming in here and just dripping and muddy on the floor. So, hive mind, this is where you got to help me out, because this is one of the beautiful things I love about having a YouTube channel, is you guys have great ideas, great suggestions, and you save us from our own idiocy so often. Exhibit A, me and the green bag recently. So, what are your suggestions? What can we do with our wet, muddy gear that doesn't involve traipsing it through to the makeshift utility that we have right now and just hoping for the best? I could use your help with some creative ideas, and I just know that there's a lot of genius in this community, so help me out. Let me know in the comments, what should we do? What should we do with boots, coats? Do we do something inside? Do we do something just outside? There's a tiny overhang. I don't think you could really describe it as a porch, but that's what we're working with.
Here we are, folks, in the ensuite, looking much brighter now that it's been painted. Look at that. It's a white room. Has ever a white room been any more exciting? Not for us, it hasn't. It's been a slow week, actually. It's taken a lot longer to button up some of these jobs in this ensuite than I originally anticipated. Mostly, the many hours have been spent solving this floor-mounted tap. So I had to excavate my newly laid screed, heartbreaking job, actually break it all the way down to the insulation layer. I didn't plan ahead enough, and in my excitement to actually get the floor screed down, I forgot that I needed to install the tap first. So it meant excavating a little section so that I could recess it into the floor and then envelop it back in the floor again. It didn't come with any fittings, so I needed to get some new 90 degree elbows to come out here. I've bent some copper, 15mm copper, add 45 to get the hot and cold feed into the actual mixer body, and then I had to, once I'd found the right approximate position, I had to relay a new mini base, a mini slab of concrete there. So I cast that in situ and made sure that it was all, it's got this built-in level, it's quite handy, make sure it was all absolutely bang on level. Anyway, so that's ready and waiting to be covered up. I'm waiting for this concrete to fully cure. I'm going to give it 7 days before I drill into it, so that I'm drilling the hole right really close to the edge of the actual concrete cast. I don't want any blowout, that'll be a nightmare. I might have to dig it all up and start again. So that's many hours of faffery getting that dialed in. And then today I'm hoping it's going to be a nice quick job, quick win.
Hey hon, What's it time for?
It's time for comment of the week.
So, we have a lovely comment of the week in just a sec, but we have a few concerns that we need to address super quickly.
Right. Mary McGee, I don't understand why you've left a small unpainted space between the window and the sills.
With the foam. Lots of people worried about the sills.
Right. Yeah, that's the upstand that the window sits on. It's got some expanding foam injected in it at the minute. It will be detailed. I think I will end up just using a colour matched silicone mastic, and that'll be the final weather tight bead.
We had a number of concerns about the size, slope, and depth of tread of the staircase. It's temporary. So please don't be concerned.
From Life with Mama Lucero, temporary. Yeah.
Is a new construction term,
Yeah.
temporarily. Made us chuckle. You had a lot of people really confused about the toilet install and how you pushed it back and it looked like you didn't seal the waste pipe. And so this guy's comment made us laugh. He looked at his screen as he might look at his dog if it had just started speaking English.
That's a good reaction.
So yeah, this one made us chuckle. Do you want to fill in the people who are concerned about the toilet seal?
Well, unless there's a discrepancy between how we fit toilets in Britain and Ireland versus wherever the comment is from.
So you didn't actually show you kind of like putting the two things together and sealing it. You showed them.
Toilets in Britain and Ireland are fitted with it's one of the few plumbing options you have where there's only one choice, right? Your waste pipe, and it's got a rubber kind of seal, a big fat rubber seal, 1 inch or maybe 1.5 inch thick, and that takes up any discrepancy in the ceramic toilet exit. And yeah, it just slots over. Maybe stateside you have different options. I'm interested to know what other options there are out there. Sure, let me know.
But in summary, don't be concerned. It's not leaking. We've got no floods on our hands.
It's one of the
It'll be okay.
Yeah,
it's standard.
Thankfully, it's one of the few. Blessed be. It's one of the few plumbing connections which doesn't regularly leak when you newly fit things.
Plumbing's not your favourite, is it?
Just the plumbing choices, hardware choices. I don't know how in 100 years of progress
setting off now.
of modern day plumbing hardware, they haven't come up with options that don't suck.
Anyway, don't worry about our toilet. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Comment of the week this week.
Melissa, I'm excited for all the firsts you'll be getting to experience in your new/old home. The 100 little moments that will make you stop and say, it's been really, really hard, but it was so worth it. Have a wonderful week. Ah, bless you.
See, damn it, I got emotional when I responded to this one in the comments, and when I thought, I'll select this, and I thought, well, I don't need to tear up because I've had a little cry over this comment already. Here I go again. But this comment was just so sweet, and she's so right. We're going to have all of those moments. But what really just warmed my heart about this comment is that you guys are so invested in this with us, and you're just really genuinely cheering us on and happy and excited for us. And that means the world to us, doesn't it? It's a really big deal to have just the kindness of, I'd say, strangers. We're not strangers anymore, are we, around here? But people who we haven't met in real life on the internet, really actually genuinely excited for this unfolding for us. It just made me so happy. So thank you for that one.
As always, thank you everyone for your comments. We love them. They keep us going and give us much fun and enjoyment. So please keep commenting. Please keep liking. Please subscribe if you haven't already.
There's a new thing somebody told us about. If you're enjoying this video, if you're watching it, I think within the first little bit of it going live, maybe 48 hours or something, not entirely sure. If there's a hype button somewhere around this, if you could hit that, it's free, and it really helps us because it says that you would like some extra hype around this video, so that would really help our channel and us, wouldn't it?
That's cool.
So yeah, thanks in advance.
It's like a super thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so keep commenting and maybe next week we'll choose yours.
So I'm going to fit this towel rat onto this wall. So it's a oil filled, it's got an electric element in there, so I've got my electrical feed ready to rock and roll. And I just need to put the little mounting brackets on the wall, and bada bing bada boom. It'll be a quick job, right? That's the plan anyway. Let's see. So the first stumbling block, and obviously the most difficult decision, where to actually mount it. I think I might have to call in the boss. It seems a little bit high there, but it's kind of central to the shower, which is nice. But if I put it any lower, it actually fouls the outlet. So kind of don't want it to foul the outlet. Well, it doesn't foul it, it would just block it from coming off. Do I care? Is that important? Actually talking it through, that doesn't matter, because if you are ever taking it off the outlet for any reason, the radiator is coming off the wall. So the radiator can come off the wall first and then the outlet can come off after. Boom, done. It's going down. Seems a bit more civilised. Again, the camera doesn't pick it up, but that 4 inches lower actually makes quite a big difference. Happy with that. So I'm going to install it in that position without consulting the boss. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. Let's get this bad boy mounted on the wall. Let's drill it. Let's get it in situ. These funky brackets. This mounts on the wall. This mounts on the radiator. And then the two shall never meet. No, the two have to meet. Oh yeah, there's a little back nut in there. That slots in there. And then put one of those bolts through that hole into the back nut, tighten that up, and the radiator is mounted. That's the idea anyway. Let's get all of these mounted on the radiator, all of these mounted on the wall, and call it done. Oh, and it comes with these monster plugs and, well, they look like coach bolts. Well, they pretty much are. Lug nuts. And you can tell it's a quality fixing, ignoring the brand. You can tell it's a quality fixing because they actually print the size of the drill bit and the size of the actual screw to go in this plug. Now that is a nice touch. Well done, Fisher. So that goes like that. That doesn't go like that. Yeah. Don't be cross-threading on me. Why are you cross-threading? Nobody likes a dirty thread. Oh, crying out loud. Come on. Okay, that took longer than expected. Never mind.
quite regretting my arm workout in the gym this morning. What did you do with your Sunday? Hoovered the ceiling, obviously.
Handy little tip for the spirit level. Duct tape. Your third hand. So miserable outside. I can't open the back of the lorry, my workshop slash shed, without everything getting completely soaked. So I'm just hoping that this bolt is 10mm. Does it fit? Yes it does. Lovely jubbly. Wishing it was manual. Manual sucks. Manual really sucks. Okay. I'm going to get the bit to drive this in. I've got the right bit to drive it in. Yay tools! This isn't man enough. I need my bigger tool. No. What a faff. Voila.
So big week of DIY for me this week. I hoovered the ceiling.
Someone has to hoover the ceiling.
Someone's got to do it. I was hoping it's going to be one of those really satisfying things because it was so cobwebby, and I was like, oh, that might be satisfying to actually watch. You know how like when you watch somebody like really clean something with so many loose like partially in nails that it doesn't like slide in a satisfying, the hoover doesn't slide in a satisfying way. I was also really just struggling with the hoover, getting it to actually stay flat. The top was just flopping around. So anyway, but yeah, that's my big contribution. So we're getting distracted by the beautiful birds flying around everywhere. We've made some progress this week. We'll touch on it in just a second, but in all honesty, we're a little bit biting our fingernails because we have some delays that are kind of painful at this stage in the game. One being, we really just want the plastering done, don't we? And we have a bit of a delay there because there's a lot of stuff that we don't really want to do until that final coat is on all of the walls. Who knows if we'll end up having to do stuff around it, but that's kind of making us bide our time that we don't have.
I mean, it is what it is. It's the last messy job, really.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to end up doing is like cleaning the whole place to make it habitable, getting in there, and then our plaster will turn up, and then it's going to be getting completely messy again with the sand and cement render going on the walls. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one delay, and we also had a delay with the bath. So we were hoping we'd be able to show you the bath this week. A bit of a hold up the chain. So we've had it painted. You'll see what we mean when it arrives, but there was a delay with the sourcing of the particular paint. Anyway, the company that we're using have been actually really good on the case, getting it pushed through, so it should be arriving next week. So eek. That would be so, I just want it so bad, and I just can't wait to have it. But it's also holding things up in the bathroom now, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, it's a thing of beauty.
It is a thing of beauty.
Should be a thing of beauty.
We hope. Yeah.
And like everything is ready to rock and roll to plumb it in. We won't have hot water yet. That's going to be like a...
We're going to be filling it with a kettle.
Heating engineer is going to be next week.
Oh, is he bringing his electrofusion welder?
I hope so.
Oh, I hope we can film that. I hope he lets us. Some progress, you know, the taps are in. They're looking amazing for the freestanding bath. The heated towel radiator is in. Some of the walls have been painted. You know, things are coming along, but Probably there would just be a little bit more if the plastering has done. We're delaying putting the temporary kitchen in as late as we can because that needs plastering behind it. So, anyway, it is what it is. We've just got to kind of do the things around the edges that we can for now.
Yeah.
So tune in next week. Maybe we'll have a bath. Maybe there'll be an electrofusion welder. Who knows what kind of craziness will be happening around here.
All kinds of shenanigans.
All kinds of shenanigans. Tune in next week, folks. See what's going on here. Next week will be 3 weeks left. Is that right?
Yeah.
Help. Bye.
See you, folks.
One-handed. It's kind of scary.
See you, folks.
Bye. Hey, hun. What's it time for?
It's time for... It's time for...
Should we start again? See you next week, guys.
See you next week, folks.
If she wants to bite me, then exciting day.
I'll take a cold with no wound.
Okay.
That's the opposite of you, though.
Warm and windy.